Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to The Cast with Jake. Today's episode, we have Nate and Ben from Archers. We talk about the story of Archers, the current state of music within 2020, and so much more. Be sure to give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Hey everybody, it's The Cast with Jake. Today with me I have two guys from Archers. Gentlemen, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
What up? I'm Ben.
I'm Nate.
What are you guys doing in the band?
Oh yeah, that's right. I do all the vocals and the singer.
I do the guitar things.
Oh yeah. So, you guys just released an EP, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
I checked it out today. I wanted to ask about the name of a song that I'm blanking on, but it's the funny one. And I feel like you guys only had one really funny one.
Black Market Monkey Magic.
Yes. What's that about?
That's just us being a bunch of idiots during the 2 weeks that we spent.
Oh, you just got a
Oh,
merch sale.
That's
That's
so
cool.
cool. What? That's
Okay.
Cool. Anyway, we were just sitting at Tim Hortons. Timmy Hort's, eating bagels and eggs and stuff, and I don't know. We just got on the subject. There was like a viral video that went around of like someone doing magic tricks for monkeys, and like they were losing their shit. They were just absolutely going nuts for it, literally ape shit, and like we just got in this really dumb train of thought where we were just like, well, you know, if monkeys clearly like magic, then, you know, there's got to be magicians for monkeys. And then we also, logic set in, and we thought, well, you know, it's probably illegal to own a monkey. So if there were to be magicians for monkeys, it would probably be some sort of black market monkey magician. Like,
no, that's that shit I made this podcast for. I love that.
Yeah, and then we didn't know what to name the song. Like we wrote it in the studio, and we were just like, what about when we were joking about the monkey magic thing, and then that happened.
Yeah, I think
that's good.
Everybody's got that joke. It's like, that's a song title, you know, and that was just kind of one of those jokes where we just like, why not?
Absolutely. So, tell me about Archers, because you guys, you know, it seems like you guys have a couple different releases that you've had in the past. So, what made you guys start being a band? Are either of you original members, or what's up with the history of Archers?
We are the original members.
Yeah.
But so we were another band, and it was just like a nightmare, and
this is a long ways back.
This was the last band ended 6 years ago now, and it was called Archers and Illuminators, and we all were well, we like doing music, but this band sucks, and everything about it is awful, and this isn't fun, and the tours we were doing are just horrible, and then we were signed to some crazy subdivision of Sony that was just the lowest of the lowest of the lowest you could go for a label, and where they were sure, we'll sign you for money, and we recorded this album through them, and then the label disbanded, and they're just hey, by the way, we hate everyone, so no one who has all their upcoming releases are ours, and they're you can't release them, and your band names are ours too, by the way, and we're going out of business. We hate you all. And we're just
what do you mean?
What?
How are you going out of business and just taking the whole ship down with you?
The best part was that the owner was taking these vacations to Bali and shit.
Yeah,
of course he was.
Yeah, posting pictures on Instagram in front of the beach with Mai Tais and shit. You know.
But anyway, so we hit up the producer who was working on the album for us, and we're just yo, what would it look like to get these songs from you? And he's just well, the label actually never paid me to finish mixing them, so if you just want to pay me to finish mixing them, I'll just send them to you. You just, for legal reasons, can't release them under that name. We're dope, this band is horrible anyway. and like everything with it is just falling apart. So like, let's just start a new band, take the songs we like from the record, release that under the new band name, and then that's kind of how our show started.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We had to get rid of everything though. We had to like completely rebrand, completely take everything back to basics again. I mean, not like our shows were popping back then, but like we had to go back to nothing again. We basically, like, I lived up in Madison, but Arches and Illuminators was a Chicago band, and so like essentially we all kind of moved up to Madison and relocated here and started pounding away at the scene up in this area.
Okay. And where are you guys exactly from?
We're from Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I actually did not know that. I thought you guys were from Michigan for some reason.
Close enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm from Indiana. It's all the same here. Like,
it's just cornfields and sad people. So.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, you guys have released a bunch of music. I like the covers that you guys did. What pushed you to do the ones that, obviously they've broke out. They're well streamed. What made you go with those songs that you did?
They were popular. We booked the studio time, and then like on the way to the studio when we know we're gonna do a cover, like, not maybe on the way, but like 2 days before, we just start like hitting up pop radio for like, that becomes like our 8-hour shift for the day, is just listening to pop radio and just seeing what catches our eyes of like, all right, like this one seems good, what hasn't had like a well-hitting metal cover of it yet, and so we can just kind of like catch something.
I think the first one, The Hills, was a lot less planned out because we didn't know what we were doing. Like the release of The Hills and that kind of taking off the way it did is a lot of what spiked the initial attention in us, which kind of like was able to help us kind of leverage us onto some other things and kind of start to build our following. But when we did that, we weren't working with any like fantastic producers or anything up until we started doing, like, we started throwing around the ideas of doing a cover.
Yeah.
And the cover turned out way better than any of us expected. Like when we heard the bounce back, we're just like, oh, this is us? This is what we can sound like? Oh, we can do this. Like,
hell yeah.
We don't have to suck. This is going to be so cool. And like, that was like it, and we didn't notice how well it was doing at first because we were young. I wasn't super in touch with the Spotify's and the analytics of it all.
Right.
But like, I remember one day, like 3 months after the release, I opened up our CD Baby account and it was just like $900 just sitting in there. I'm like, oh,
cool.
What's this from? I pull up Spotify and it's just like, oh yeah, you have like 600,000 streams on this show. I'm like, well, that's different.
Yeah, dude, y'all sound like amazing on that. It's a really good. It's well produced. It's well done. You guys did awesome. You did. I actually talked about this on my last podcast about how it's very hard now. I'd say like in the past, I'd say the last successful big cover that broke out was like Bad Wolf Zombie, but like it's really hard just to do that anymore. Like the last band to like really, really pull it off was I Prevail.
Yeah.
It feels like anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, we never really thought that, like, putting these covers out was going to be the game changer. It's not like it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was never the plan that, like, we put these out, we get famous. Like,
yeah.
It was, we put these out, we're probably going to get a little bit of attention. We can grow from it though, and we build on it with our own stuff.
Yeah.
So like, it's always been just like a massive billboard to bring in attention that we just use that attention to kind of try to focus it at our other, more original stuff and.
Yeah. And you guys have the catalog to back it up. I mean, you listen to that and then you listen to everything else that's on your like top 10 songs that you can listen to on Spotify when you just go to your page. And I mean, they're all solid. They're good. You guys is a good quality band. Oh man. So what kind of tours have you been on? 'Cause I see you guys tour quite often. Or enough. How many tours have you been on, and are there any that really just stick out in your head?
Between the two of us, I mean, we've been on a fair few. Archers is more focused on like runs since our existence has been a thing. Okay. We're just constantly on the road doing like 4 or 5 day runs, and they're life to us. Not like this whole thing, this coronavirus, and not being able to play. Obviously, we want people to be safe, but like,
yeah.
It sucks. Yeah, having to cancel our big release tour, which would have been the longest one Archers had been on. That was fucking rough, man. But
Yeah.
like, it's what had to be done, and we haven't really slowed down all that much because of it. I mean, like, yeah, obviously we're not playing shows, we're not like selling merch to people directly and whatnot. Although, like, we've been receiving a lot of support from our fans buying merch and shit just to help us out, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, I didn't think that we'd be like doing well through all this. I thought that without being able to do shows, we were going to be fucked, but turned out that we got some pretty cool people in our corner.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I want to talk about something else that I saw Ben saying on that TikTok you guys did really good on. So I want to hear, like, do you guys have other content on there? Like,
No, okay, so it's literally our bassist. He's so pretty. God, he's so pretty. I would fucking make eggs on his fucking abs. Like, he's beautiful.
They're just sculptured made of.
Yeah, like.
Oh, I love that.
Anyway, but everybody knows it except for him, and like he kind of knows it, but like he's very bashful about the whole thing. But anyway, he decided to start making these really cringy TikTok videos, and like he ended up with hundreds. Like, I think he's at like 120,000 followers right now on TikTok, and like it's not a very throttled back platform right now. Like Facebook, YouTube, they all have these algorithms that dial back who can see what, but TikTok is very unthrottled at the moment. It's going to change in time, I'm sure. Yeah. But people who have their foot in the door will already be doing well. But basically, Porter's just been like, he started realizing he was gaining traction on TikTok, and so he swapped his bio out for our Instagram page and our merch store. Yeah. And since that has happened, we have not had a day go by where my phone hasn't buzzed like 4 or 5 times, just like, oh, merch order. And like then we do these live streams, and we'll just say some shit like, this was a gag. We thought, because like we thought we were gonna, we didn't want to put out a shirt right away because we wanted to do some new merch. We didn't want to do it right away. Yeah. But we're like, just for shits and giggles, if we get 10 merch orders, we'll put out some new merch next week. And then like ding 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 ding, we're just like,
that is so.
What crazy. Do we do now? Like
I've just wondered about TikTok and if people can, do that. And I mean, that's just so bizarre.
I don't know if it's a guaranteed thing. I don't know how. All I know is that Porter lucked in. There's another one. Yeah, no shit,
dude.
I'm not kidding you right now. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like getting big on TikTok is like getting big on like YouTube or Vine when it first came out. It's just like, when you get
my favorite thing is here, because Porter's a very sensitive creature and he's a beautiful, sensitive man. But like, my favorite thing to hear is when he's just like, God, and he says this in all sincerity. He'll just be like, guys, I just really don't like being objectified by women. I just think it's just starting to hurt my heart. I'm like, dude, fucking, you're hot. Let it happen. You're making us money. Like,
oh, that's beautiful. he could just, you could go on tour and he could just have an OnlyFans. It'll work great. It'll be awesome.
I will say there are definitely some girls, like, because it's like 60-70% women that follow him, because like anyway. But there are some girls out there that definitely could use a little bit more learning on boundaries, and they definitely like message him all the time with their crazy stuff. So I do feel bad for him for that, but I'm just like, dude, you just don't have to respond to all of that. Like, just ignore it. Like, once you hit that like 10,000 followers point, you can just pretend like you're famous. It's fine.
Yeah. Once you hit 10K, you can just have your own merch line. Everything's good. You get.
Apparently, it's nuts though, man. I mean, I do believe that it's a great platform if you can put out good content and get people engaged.
Yes.
It is a platform that there is definitely a lot of cringy shit on there.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, Porter's definitely contributed to that. But like, there's also like, there's a level of I don't give a fuck, because like it's working and he loves what he's doing. So who the fuck am I to tell him to quit? Like,
man, that's
have as much fun as you want, do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people, because like, I don't know, people will talk about TikTok, and it started out pretty bad, but as time quarantine happened, everybody downloaded it. There's a lot of funny stuff on there now, like,
Yeah.
I
It's
think
like
it's
it's a
turning around.
content generator, you know. It's great for like these little bits and pieces here, but then like because of its like lax algorithms and whatnot, there is potential for bands and whatnot to if you have. I posted the status too. I was like, if one of your members is mildly cute, slightly cringy, but in a funny way, throw his ass on there and see what happens. Don't be afraid to plug shit. Like
Yeah,
try.
that's
Because he
crazy.
doesn't like necessarily post about archers. He just does funny videos and shit, and then like he'll talk about archers and stuff, and then people buy merch. That's it.
Hmm.
Just weird.
Just like that. That's
Just like that. Like I don't know who these people are. Like, I just buying my shit. I don't get it.
that's awesome, man. Just hearing that, that's just I don't know, everybody's dream for being in a band. Just
It
buying
feels.
stuff.
We both like look at each other. It's like this is what it feels like. I'm like no.
Well, hey, I mean, how you guys have been doing it a while now? How long has Archers just been a thing altogether?
5 years. 5 years, technically
5 years?
speaking.
Okay.
Well, I think
5 years probably.
the T-shirt said established in 2015, so I'm
5
going to go with 5
Alright.
years.
I'm gonna go with 5. T-shirt,
Five
don't lie.
T-shirt
Does
on that.
not.
Because we probably made the shirt at the time when we actually knew when we were established. So, that makes sense.
Or just it was 2015 when we made that shirt.
Oh, that could be accurate.
Because you asked me in 2015.
It was asked me in 2016. Okay.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it 16 or 15?
It's 2016.
I don't know our song names.
Okay, we're good. We got
Yeah.
it. We figured it out. We're 5 years old.
Nah, dude, you guys are all right. So, what do you got coming up in the future? What plans do you guys have coming up? Whether you have something planned on releasing or just something in the works?
Yeah, we got a video coming out as soon as we can get it out. Actually, we shot a video for Composure.
Uh-huh.
And that's a really fun track. People really liked that song, so we figured that would be like our next like follow up for it.
Yeah.
So we're doing a video for that. We're shooting it with Eddie, Eddie Karan. He's done all the last couple of videos we've done. But the cool thing about it is that it's basically going to be. I don't know if you saw our Black Lung video ever.
Yeah.
But it's basically going to be a part 2. We got the same actors. It's going to be like a continuation of that story. So I'm pretty excited to see the film. Because I haven't actually seen a cut yet, but everything looks pretty cool, and I trust Eddie with my life, so he's gonna make it awesome.
Yeah, man, that's what you need. Just a good person working the videos that you trust, have a lot of trust in, man. Those people are important and matter.
We've been super blessed with the people that we work with, man. Like our producer is. We did the Hills with him, and we have not considered seeing another person since. And like I love every mix we've gotten back. He's just grown. We've started working with Eddie, and that was just it. Like we decided this is our video guy. It makes sense,
Yeah.
We've got, we have like a team now. We've got our video, audio. We even have like a guy that is really good, like good to us as far as merch goes and things like that. And we've got. It just seems like pieces are falling into place for us to really start looking at scaling up. And that's kind of the exciting thing. Is just be like, because like right now we're not big shit, and we might not be big shit for a minute now. But what we're doing is we're putting all the pieces in place to where when we finally get that opportunity to move up in the world, we have everything ready to go.
Yeah.
And we can move on it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love hearing just I don't know, people have a plan. People know what they want. Having a good team behind you is a huge thing that I like to mention. Just having because the hardest thing is in first place is just finding people in a band who are willing to meet up once a week or twice a week and just practice. That's
people
hard.
who are willing to live in a fucking van for months on end. It's
yeah.
hard willing to do that. I mean, like we have gone through more members than I care to even think about. It's basically been the Ben and Nate show for the longest time, but until Porter showed up and weaseled his way into our little hearts. He's our third.
I get that, man. I get that because that's over on my end in Torn Confidence. It's just been me and Tyler from the beginning, my guitarist, and then Chad's just been with us for a while, and then he was the other one to kind of come together and make us kind of click and be like, okay, we're gonna take this kind of seriously now, to as seriously as we take it. But
it's really cool when you have that experience because, like, you know, when I was younger, it was just like, let's be in a band, and all your friends thought that was cool, and like,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, but then when they started doing the work and whatnot, they're like, this is kind of difficult. This is hard.
I got a
So,
word.
like, being able to like be in a group with two people that I'm just like, we mesh on the same, we're on the same wavelengths. You know, it's like we want the exact same thing. Sometimes we disagree about the best way to get there, but the thing about archers is that we all know personally that we all want the same thing, and we're all working towards the same goal. So like, no matter the differences we end up having, we always end up knowing, like, don't worry, whatever happens, it's gonna be in the best interest of what we all want as a group. You know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, man. That's a big part of it, is just teamwork and everybody wanting the same thing. And
everybody in this band really pulls their weight hard, and that's, everybody's got their job. Now, Porter's bringing in more money than any of us. You know, like, we maybe handle logistics, but like, he's got the fucking prettiness down, and he's flaunting it hard. So
yeah, dude.
it's working for him.
Hey, I mean, if everybody's pulling their weight, you're gonna go far. I could tell you that much right now, because most of it, you feel like it's just like two people, and you feel like you can get decently far, but I mean, it shows that all your people are pulling your weight, and that, you guys just, everything you do looks great, and that's what I really appreciate about you guys.
Oh, shucks.
I like good content. I really do. I like people who really care about, and I don't know, that's what I want to do this podcast for. Like, where I live in Indiana, I'm 3 hours away from Indianapolis, 2 hours away from Louisville, 2 hours away from Nashville, 2 hours from St. Louis. So, us intertwining with all those music scenes, and I don't know, no one really comes to Evansville because A, we don't have any venues, and B, there's like, it's mostly hardcore here. Like, metalcore isn't that big of a thing here, and I just feel like between all those scenes that I know and just the little crowd that is willing to listen, I feel like I know enough bands who have really good content, really good stuff to show and put out, that I could help somebody somewhere find a cool band. And you guys are one of those bands that,
go ahead.
I said, you guys are one of those bands that I'm just happy to bring on, and hey, look at these guys.
Yeah. I will say though, like, I actually love getting put on hardcore bills. Like, it's really weird because, like, for some reason, hardcore fans eat our shit up. Like,
Really?
they love, like, only when it's in contrast to other hardcore music, to heavy music. Like, because we're not really all that heavy. Black Market's kind of a banger, Black Lung a bit, but, like, we're not overly, heavy. And so, like,
the only songs which I would be are heavy.
Yeah, literally. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
What?
Born Broken, Bag of Bones,
Bleed for this.
Black
Market.
God damn it.
Dang.
I got a thing for naming songs with B's.
When they're heavy.
B's, yeah. We have two songs that start with the word black on the same record. I just wanted to hit myself, but I like the name Black Market Monkey Magic too much.
I don't blame you. Like, that one's fine. Like, you don't
It's
worry.
it's good. But no, like, for some reason, like, I don't know what it is. He put us in the middle of a hardcore bill, and people just love it. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe it's just like that little bit of reprieve. It's like the intermission between the heavy shit.
The good change
like,
of pace.
We can kind of sway and vibe a little bit. We're good, But
absolutely. Yeah, I get that.
Plus, when there's no other singers on the bill, you're the best singer on stage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By default.
Yeah. So, just outside of the music world, so you guys, you go to work. What do you listen to? What are you listening to regularly?
Oh god, I've gotten into like the emo rap shit lately. Like, like the Nothing Nowhere and like Family Pet. Those have been like my two favorite artists lately.
For me, it's been like, I don't know. It's constantly switching, but like, I guess the mainstays for me are like anything from Reliant K.
Always Reliant K.
I like everything from when they were like, when like it was punk to even now when it's more like chill vibes, and like all of it's such good music.
Yeah.
Dayseeker has been killing it for me a lot.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, love me some Dayseeker, man. That record directly influenced the New Normal EP for sure.
Yeah.
I the Mighty is always on rotation. Things like that.
I gotcha. Hell yeah. So, what do you guys do outside of music? Like, what do you guys do? Any either other projects or what do you do for a living? What do you do? Tell me about you.
I work in an office. I sell vents and flooring accessories.
Hell
And
yeah.
He sells phones, and he makes so much money doing it. It's fucking retarded.
It's not fair. It's not fair. You can fund a band off of it.
Yeah, it's not. But as far as like what I mean, with everything going on, we haven't really been going out, you know, staying in. So I just got a PS4 recently, like right before the PS5 was announced. So that was nice.
I got a girlfriend.
If I would have waited literally
like years, that's been like my whole thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
But, like,
that's been my thing.
what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying.
PS4.
PS4.
Yeah.
But like if I would have waited like 4 days to get that PS4, it probably would have dropped like $50 in price.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's
But
what I always get. PlayStation.
Yeah, I've been playing that like nonstop. I started playing the first Last of Us game because everybody's talking about the second one. And God damn it, it's fucking scary.
Oh, it's so
It's
good.
terrifying.
You're gonna cry.
Yeah, okay. It, like I went to bed in like cold sweats last night. It was fucking bad. Those fucking blob dudes like walking around. I'm like, I can't kill you. I got 6 bullets. Like,
yeah. Okay, dude. I haven't played that game in a few years, and you know I've seen everybody posting about The Last of Us 2, and I am really excited to play that. I just need to get it.
the first thing I did when I got it was 100% Spider-Man. Dude, that game is the game that I've ever played in my life. Like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm a huge Marvel fan, but like that game was perfect. I felt like Spider-Man the whole time. By the end of the game, I was so upset about how much crime was in my town. Like, I really wanted to clean up the streets of New York. Because you love it by the time you're done with the game, you're just like, no crime on this street. This is my block.
Yeah. I have yet to play that one. I need to get it. Everybody's just telling me how good it is, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to it, but I don't know. I don't have time for anything anymore. I just do podcasts and fix computers. That's what I do.
That'll do.
I do. You know, before you guys mentioned you had a band before, so what's your guys' band history? Where did like you two meet? What bands have you been in before?
I actually got him on Facebook today of the day we met.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't of us together.
Well, of course not.
No, it was from the Shitty Church show.
Yeah. So my last band, I like bounced when I got out of high school. I like kind of bounced all over the place between like Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota for like just hanging out with different buddies and like trying to figure out what I wanted to do music wise. I like got into some band in Minnesota for a minute, and then they fell apart, and then I moved back to Illinois where I grew up to join like Arch and the Luminaries to play bass, and then member change after member change after member change, wound up playing guitar in that band, and then like we were like touring as much as possible, and at a show in Madison, like every time we played Wisconsin, his old band was always opening for us, and so like we kind of just we're like, oh yeah, who's that band? Like that pop punk band is always like on our
really
shows.
really shitty. just to put that out there.
But we were like, dude, like band sucks. Dude can sing. With like always but sorry.
Yeah, no, that's not as. I think that's the best compliment you could give that band. That band sucks, but he can sing.
But so we like our vocals at the time. It was time. He was on his way out, and we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do for
the nicest way I've heard you talk about him leaving ever.
Yeah, he like he was really weird. He got into like being like a Christian Scientist and just got weird, and then like his like dad started getting more and more involved in the band with about how like we need to make it like we need to be the only Christian Scientist rock band, and like weirder and weirder and weirder, and like so after he left, we got him to be our vocalist. And
my favorite story about Sean was just like, so you know that when you put weight in a trailer, either gas mileage goes down.
Yeah.
Motherfucker took a fucking bench press on tour with them. Like he would take weights on tour. Like literally, just don't do that. Like
that's wanted to know why we got like 6 miles to the gallon.
Be like, well, because you got 280 pounds worth of metal back there just chilling.
So The only the only time I've ever seen a band do that was
Five Finger Death Punch.
no, scarier. Vane. You know the Vane, and I can't remember what band they were on tour with, but it was another like high energy hardcore band that's really popping. May have been Jesus Peace. That may be right, but anyway, they came through Evansville, and I was at this show early, and they were chilling in the parking lot, and they were using their amps as like the bench press holder, and like they were just doing bench press and like in the middle of the parking lot and drinking rum, and like
Like, how manly do you need to
So
be?
I worked a show for a sleeper once, and those dudes were just straight up like deadlifting their trailer full of gear. It was terrifying. And then I walked each member down their own pizza.
hell yeah.
It was like the most like intimidating thing
They were
I've
pretty
seen in
nice,
a while.
though.
They're cool guys. They're all
Yeah.
super nice. Yeah, no, I mean this was like back in like 2012 or
Oh,
some shit.
okay, this wasn't
This
when we
was
saw
like
them in Madison.
when they were like angry Christians,
Oh.
like during that era. Yeah, and they were like, I mean, they were nice. Like, they're all super cool, but like I straight up watched them like deadlift their trailer full of gear.
That's metal.
Like, yeah, like multiple members just did that. I was like, huh?
Dude, I walked up. Me and my drummer at the time walked up, and like we looked like SpongeBob and Patrick, like, hey, how you doing? Like to these dudes like drinking and lifting weights, and like nobody said a thing back, and I was just like, okay, like
Move it on, got it. Loud and clear, boss.
oh man, that's crazy. Just bringing weights on tour and just
I feel like because of this little line right here in Ben's, like the line right here where Ben is, that looks like a separate camera.
yeah, it kind of does. If he would be on that side, we could pull this off.
Oh, right. Okay, we have fun.
It's okay. It's okay. You guys seem like a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're pretending like we're fun together.
Yeah.
You guys are really good at acting. I like it.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, we just have a good time. I mean, we try to like bring that to any sort of front facing. I mean, obviously we all deal with shit,
Mhm.
you know, but like whenever we try to put out solid, happy vibes, just because like that's how we want to make people feel with our presence, with our music, with our shows.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like if you just keep it going throughout the whole time, it makes it easier to have to not switch on and off. You just keep it going.
Yeah. So, with out of all the music you have released, between the two of you, which one is your guys' favorite song? Or if you guys have different ones, of course, just which one's your guys' probably favorite out of your guys' catalog?
I think we can both agree that this most recent record is the best music we've ever created.
Yeah,
It's
I think
really
Songwise Composure is my favorite on there.
Yeah.
What was it?
Composure.
Composure. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think I love. It's hard because like I spend so much time like pouring into all these songs, lyrically speaking. So it's hard for me to say exactly. I find myself re-listening to Black Market and Shallow the most, and I listen to my own music. We make some cool music. I like listening to it. It's
feel
fun.
that.
I feel obligated to have it on my Spotify, but I just skip it every time.
Well, like some songs like Black Lung and Believe for this, and not new ones. I'm sure I'll get over it at some point, but it's a good record. I like it. But
Hey, if you don't like the music that you're putting out, what's the fucking point? You know?
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And like, I write songs not based on like the things I like. We don't stick to any. Listen to our record. We don't stick to any kind of like strict genre or whatever. We kind of do whatever we want, and we somehow find a way to tie it all together. So like. Who knows? When we do a full length, maybe there'll be like half soft songs, half heavy songs. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I really like about the genre we're in, which I guess would be metalcore. It's like it's so malleable. It's so there's so much we can do with it. We can go in a more of a post-hardcore route, and it's not really blinked at, and we can go in a more hardcore route or deathcore route or whatever we want to do. Just because who's going to tell us not to?
Well, you're like right in that sweet spot. You're just like you can get away with the trap beats and you can get away with the breakdowns. You're fine,
Absolutely. So, when it comes to writing songs, do you always just write the lyrics, or How do you guys normally write
It's
songs?
different ways for for every different release. For this release, I I did most I love the legwork as far as like getting the songs prepped. We also worked with a writer, like a ghostwriter.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him wrote pretty much all four of the new songs together, and then I wrote all the lyrics and everything. And then so for this one, the creative process was pretty much between me and the ghostwriter up until we got into the studio to track the songs, and then we all kind of had a say in the finishing product and the finished product and how like with the different production was going to be done and things like that. So like me and my ghostwriter brought the skeleton to the table, and then we built everything on top of that.
Awesome.
Although I will say that the songs did not change much between like what me and John came up with and what like he's such a good writer.
He is.
He's so good. I love that kid. He's so good. But because he like a lot of times I would have these thoughts in my head because I can't play things all that well. I can write drums pretty decently, but I can't play the guitars and things. And I got what I want to happen in my head. So working with someone who just knows everything about writing and just being able to be like, here's what I want. How do we make this? And him just being like, oh, like this. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Like, but what?
Yeah.
So like, and like, you know, some people I haven't heard any shit about us, you know, ghostwriting. I haven't heard anybody talking shit about it. And like, if anybody was to, because that was something I was a little worried about. I was like, oh, you don't write all your own songs. I'm just like, I want to make music. I want to play in a band. I want to tour. If I can't write the best song ever myself, I'm gonna find someone willing to help me who can.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if that person's in my band or not. I mean, half of your favorite bands, the dudes who write the music sitting at home alone on his Xbox while you know the band is on tour. You know.
Yeah.
So like. I feel like there are purists out there, you know, who definitely look down on it, but and it's kind of the same way I look at like backtracking and everything. It's like do everything you can to make it as best as you can.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't matter how many bodies you have to do it. I feel like there's a lot of artists out there that like stifle themselves because they're too worried to not that they you know they can't have these tracks to back them up, so they feel like they can't do a project, you know, because they can't find the people.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I don't know, that's more, I think when it comes to people who get mad about like backtracking or ghostwriting, it's more of just
a generational thing.
Yeah, yeah, you're kind
I love it when I hear bands who are just like, oh yeah, I'm so good, I don't need a click track.
Yeah,
Like, we're better without a click track. No, you just don't know how bad you are.
Oh, I can't play without drinking, guys. I just get like,
Right?
I play way better when I'm drunk. It's like, okay, yeah, like, yeah, man. I mean, you're right. I think it was just because like the guitarist of Tool or some shit said all these bands with backtracks, and now every old dude's just like, you know, he's right. Like, really, they're just scared to get the technology. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
Like, our van only has 4 benches, and there's 4 of us, so like it works pretty.
I don't want a keyboard player. Like, we literally decide on who's going to come on tour with us based on their stature. The smaller, the better. Get them in the back of the van. Like, our photographer, tiny. The new hire out drummer that we're going to be working with,
very small,
very very tiny.
Yeah.
We fit them in a chair, strap them in.
We're big. The hire-ons are not.
Yes. It's allowed. We're grandfathered in.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's good. You guys. So, you guys have like the whole shebang on tour? You get like a merch guy, or you just run it yourselves?
We got merch and photographer, and then he does a lot of the merch as well too. I TM and hide, and
we try to keep order away from the merch table because he's great selling things online, but
in person.
No, it's so bad in person. But like, he'll sell the things. He'll just give you like a 80% off discount and be like, I just want you to have it. Be like, no.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you know, you got.
I just remember giving him the iPad, and then like Ben coming to me 2 hours later, be like, he figured out how to use the discount code. So we're like, oh no.
Oh man. So with your guys' music, going a little bit back to that, some of the lyrics you write, are there any songs that are just real personal to you, or songs that really matter to you compared to the rest?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I didn't mean to. I was just like thinking. Yes, absolutely. I think Shallow is probably a very meaningful one. To me, I think Composure and Black Lung probably meant the most to me personally. Because those songs are more about like my problems and things like that. Black Market was like just kind of a delve into my shitty anxiety disorders and things like that. And it's personal, but it's more meant to be related to than it is like a personal, like dear to like deep to me. But I think Shallow, Composure, and Black Lung probably are the ones that really I feel I put the most into as far as lyrics go. Believe for This I always felt was kind of basic, but it said exactly what I wanted it to say at the same time. You know, it was what it needed to be. So.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes the easiest words are the right words. You know, like, nothing complicated about it. Yeah, dude. So we're running up on about 40 minutes here. I'm gonna get close to wrapping this up, but before we head out, is there anything that you guys wanna give a shout out to, or?
Yes, I had a Twix cookies and cream ice cream bar the other day. It was fucking delicious.
I have one too.
Yeah,
Also
it was really
very good.
Wait, what happened?
It's changed.
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Oh, there you guys are. I missed you.
Okay.
Yes, as we were saying.
But the Twix cookies and cream ice cream bar is fantastic. I would highly recommend. I found it at my local Aldi's for very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It was delicious.
I recently had a cheeseburger. I would recommend cheeseburgers. Buy our merch. It's the best way to help us.
Yes.
Like our merch store is archesapparel.bigcartel.com. You can find all of our cool stuff there. We have lots of merch. So, like, there's something for anyone. And we got more coming. So, and I do with all these orders coming in, I swear I'm doing my damnedest in getting these out within a week for each order. Which, I will say, I don't think a lot of bands adhere to that kind of thing. You know, most band merch takes like 3 to 4 or 5 weeks to show up. You get normally within like 8 days with us.
Hey.
These guys aren't fucking around, all right? If you guys are gonna listen to some music or order some merch, it's these guys. There's no other way to go.
Couldn't say it better myself. Listen to the music, jam us on Spotify.
Or if you have other streaming things, we're on other streaming things.
If you're not on Spotify, I don't care. Yeah,
if you're not on Spotify, we don't actually count you as a fan.
I kind of miss Apple Music. I'm gonna be honest. I miss the layout.
No.
Apple Music don't make you personal playlists.
Everyone keeps telling me these things, but like, we'll see.
I don't know. Like, all I know is that when I do my accounting at the end of the day, I always forget about Apple Music, and I'm just like focusing on the Spotify numbers. You know? So, are you even a real fan? If you're just kidding, please listen to me. If you have Apple Music, like, please. Hit the button. Shazam us. Apparently that's a thing according to Apple Music.
We do get the Shazam.
We do get Shazam.
I don't know what it means.
I don't know either.
Do you know what Shazam is?
I remember what it was like 8 years ago.
No, it's that. It's
still that?
Yeah.
Still that.
Why do you need that? You can Google, like, you can fucking, like, all you gotta do is just, like, look at the phone.
Where are we being clear on that people need to Shazam us?
Yeah, like, we're not on the radio.
What is this?
So, how, like, the
not
only
on the
way
jukeboxes.
to us is on your phone. So, like, why would you, like, push on our song on the phone? And then I go, what's this? Let's Shazam it and find out. But apparently that's a thing. And it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I've wondered that too, because I've seen us get Shazams, and I'm like, who's using that? Why is that even a feature here?
Who cares? Who cares to know what this is? Like,
it's already saying who it is.
Yeah, it's right on the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. Well, I like the little Twix endorsement we did, and the cheeseburger endorsement. Yeah, you guys.
Print on Gilded Tees. Don't print on Gilded Tees. Don't print on Gilded Tees.
Come on, Anvil.
Yeah, don't print on.
That was one thing we learned recently, that shell out for a little bit more like nicer quality merch. People will. My titties definitely appreciate it. I got sensitive nipples.
Oh, dude, same here. I got
we got
nicer ones. We got rid of Gildan too. I was like, they're like, hey, what do you want as a shirt? I'm like, I don't care, just not Gildan. That's just not
Anvil. I'm
what
telling
we're
you,
doing.
Anvil is the move. Is
Anvil?
not that much more expensive,
Anvil.
and it's amazing.
Like the things that fall on Tom and
Gotcha.
Jerry.
Okay.
It's like actually, I found out it's owned by Gildan, and it's their high quality brand.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Gildan.
No, I don't want to buy it.
It's like
Like, couldn't
it's
have had
the
better
Lexus of
stuff.
shirts.
All right,
What's the
dudes.
Abercrombie and Fitch?
American Apparel.
No, because they're nice. They're good. Abercrombie and Fitch, he's that asshole. It was just like, if you're ugly, you can't exist.
Yeah.
Like, remember that guy?
I
And, like,
remember. Yeah.
that guy's ever seen a mirror, but like, fuck, nothing's sitting on that face anytime soon. Like, good God.
No, absolutely not.
I have to look up what this dude looks like.
It's
now.
really bad. It's horrifying.
Yeah, it's rough.
Like, it looks like a Ken doll that got melted in sunlight.
Oh no.
That's fucking accurate. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it was nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you boys. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys in person. I'm glad we got to meet each other over the internet.
Guys, that's the end of the year. It's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah.
Yes, we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we can actually do it and nothing stupid happens.
Right?
And thanks to all you thousands of listeners watching.
Oh yeah, and like when you go out in stores, wear a mask so that way we can play shows again.
Yes,
too.
please wear a
Yes.
mask.
Yes, we
Yes.
actually just got on a show announced today in Cincinnati, and we're just every post I'm going to make about it is like, hey, just wear a fucking mask. Like,
Wear a
just
fucking mask.
Yeah,
Wear a fucking mask.
it's not that hard.
Just fucking, like, the people, I've heard this argument where it's just like, well, it builds up carbon, like CO2 levels, and then you die. I'm like, well, surgeons wear them for like 25 hours at a time.
Yeah, well, what do you know?
Yeah, right? Fucking surgeon, fucking 7 years of med school.
I
5
work
years
at
of
Menards, and I have to wear it 5 hours. And no, I'm just kidding. Like,
This kind of guy trusts 5 hour energy. That's the kind of guy who doesn't wear a mask. The kind of guy that believes 5 hour. Like,
yeah, just like this close to a heart attack because he just takes one every day.
I got another 5 hours. Might as well keep going. It's so bad.
Alrighty, dudes. Well,
Easy, man.
farewell and talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Take it easy, sir.
Later.
Goodbye.
Thanks for checking out today's episode with Ben and Nate from Archers. Be sure to check them out on their YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to tune in next week as we talk with Cody Baxter from Avanti. Next Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great week.